Hello friends, little update before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video. What a week. I seem to be having these weeks where like I either get a massive scale weight difference or a massive visual difference and not both. So this one was looking like one where it was going to be a visual difference week because the scale was not moving. And then I got a huge drop at the end of the week, which is good. Not that body weight means everything, but it's just when it's not moving at all and you're still a way out from prep, from the show day, it doesn't feel good. You still have some body fat to lose, you still have stuff to do, work to be done. You want to see that scale at least moving, even if it's like a few hundred grams. It was literally within 100 grams of itself for 4 days in a row. And then we got a huge drop. So super happy with that. And to be fair, even with that, the back end of the week, visually, things look much, much better. So I feel really happy about that. It was a good week on the tools overall, and getting out in the sun, getting my cardio done, everything feels like it's moving in the right direction. So it's one of those weeks where just nothing really interesting happened, but sometimes that's the best. You like no drama, no roadblocks, just work. Can't complain. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into something a little bit more educational, but also a little bit more fun, where we can roast some supplements, but also provide you with the best ones. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into the tier list. Bit of housekeeping first. We're gonna have 5 tiers. Creatine tier, it's the best. That stands for itself. Highly useful. Sometimes where it's like, if you have the extra money, if you wanna get that extra 0.5%, go for it. Overrated and booty tier, straight booty. As well as that, I'm gonna preface this by saying this tier list is gonna be 50% science, 50% bro science, which is like the best mix of anything for life, let's face it. And then the final thing, any brands, any pictures used is purely for illustration purposes, all right? No one come after me. Just having a bit of fun. So let's start off with the daddy itself, creatine. If you're not taking creatine, what are you doing with your life? It's the best. Building muscle. It seems to have cognitive benefits. It seems to have, endurance and strength and recovery benefits. It's all over the map. Creatine stands head and shoulders above everything else. Moving on, we have magnesium glycinate. You could put any magnesium supplement in here, to be honest, but magnesium glycinate is the most bioavailable one. This is really going to come down to muscle recovery and sleep aid. Magnesium glycinate is on a level all on its own in terms of aiding with recovery, aiding with sleep, and making sure that you can get the best out of your recovery. So for me, I'm actually going to put magnesium in creatine tier. Basically use it all year round. I never run out of it. And when I do, I reorder it immediately. Curcumin and turmeric usually bundled together. Now, these are going to have this is going to have some anti-inflammatory benefit, but that might not be the issue that you run into. So that being the case, is that really going to push the needle on your recovery? Just having a little bit of information that you can probably get rid of just by doing some manual therapy, some hot and cold therapy, things like that. For me, it's a sometimes food. Like if you have the extra money, you feel like inflammation is really bothering you, maybe you can try it, but I don't think that's going to be in the repertoire all the time. And then we come on to this guy, BCAAs. BCAAs are straight booty. If you're eating enough protein, they are completely unnecessary. Maybe there's an argument to be made if you're a vegan, you might want to supplement them along with like your other protein sources, but even then, we'll just use EAAs, which we're going to come on to later. But yeah, BCAAs, the research has shown they're just, it's that picture of the swimmer in the pool pouring water on himself. Which actually, having been a water polo player, I actually do know why you do that, but it looks funny. Another amazing one, vitamin D. It's another one you basically should never be going without. The benefits are ubiquitous. Recovery, muscle building, testosterone, muscle retention. Even there's been some new research that's shown that it helps with muscle retention. It's got all kinds of benefits, and what's more with it is you can take high doses of it forget to take it for a few days and then just take another really high dose, it is fantastic. That's in creatine tier for sure. Next, I just put generic fat burner. And of course, these are going to go into the booty tier. These don't do anything. This is glorified caffeine, usually. And if you're not looking after your diet, these won't burn any fat. And even if you're looking after your diet, they're not going to burn any more fat than if you just did the work. So they are maximum placebo. Don't do anything. Straight booty. Another booty one is going to be any kind of mass gain. Just eat food. You don't want to drink more calories than you have to. You want to be eating food so you feel full, feel satiated, and what's more, with real food, you're going to get micronutrition. So this whole thing doesn't make sense. Mass gain is completely overrated. And the other thing is now, another little dip into the research, you don't even need a massive calorie deficit to build muscle. So, having 1,000 calorie shakes to try and get 1,000 calorie, surplus. Nah, it's not the one. Ashwagandha. I really like ashwagandha. Like, I went through a phase of using it before bed. It seems to have some calming benefits, but also some people report that it actually has the opposite effect. Either way, it has an effect on recovery. I think it's worth using, worth looking into. So, highly useful, I think, for ashwagandha. All right, now let's get into Tribulus terrestris, a testosterone booster, apparently. But even then, you're not going to be getting much, especially as a natural. You're not going to be getting any benefit out of it that you wouldn't be able to get from things like vitamin D, other micronutrition. You're not going to be able to nudge your testosterone any higher or lower within your natural range with this kind of stuff. So, now this one's fully overrated. That is for sure. Another one that's overrated, HMB. I've already told you where I'm putting it, but I'll explain. I mean, the only application for this is if you're in an extreme calorie deficit and you're really trying to spike muscle protein synthesis and keep that going. But even then, again, you could just do some EAAs and get some leucine that way. HMB is essentially a precursor for leucine. So getting that muscle protein synthesis hit is going to come from there, but you can just get that from other protein sources or EAAs. It's an overrated for me. Omega-3, come on. We all know the benefits of omega-3 now. That is all over the map as well. You're going to have brain health, heart health, joint health. The fats in there are going to support your production of your hormones as well. So, come on, omega-3, you should be taking it. There's no questions asked. Electrolytes, I mean, in prep especially, and in summer especially, how can these not be highly useful? If you're doing any kind of training session longer than 45 minutes and not having some electrolytes, you will be having some performance drop towards the back end of that workout. It's been shown that, even a small percentage drop in hydration status causes a 3-fold effect in performance drop in percentage. So keep the electrolytes in, get them going, and you'll be in an amazing spot. Citrulline malate. This one's your pre-workout, intra-workout type deal, and I think this definitely has a place in the highly useful category. Better pumps, better blood flow, better endurance. What's not to like? And then EAAs, this is going straight into the highly useful tier. There's no doubt about that. Again, this is pretty much something I use every single day, every intra-workout. My ones also have electrolyte in them, so I'm combining 2 highly useful supplements in one. And yeah, having that as your intra-workout. Now, again, is this really pushing the boundary for muscle gain or muscle retention? Maybe not, but just having a little bit of substrate for your muscles to work off while you train for very little extra calories is probably your insurance policy. With the electrolytes in there as well, double added benefit, you'd be mad not to. Okay, now I'm going to get controversial, and this is 100% the bro scientist in me. Tonkat Ali, highly useful. There was a little bit of research that came out about it, everyone got hype about it. I decided to give it a try, and I just feel better when I use it. Now, is that because of a testosterone boost? Probably not. Is it because of some kind of energy, vibrance boost? Maybe. But either way, I find it highly useful, so it's going in my highly useful. Glutathione kind of falls into the same category as turmeric and your anti-inflammatory or recovery side of your supplementation. And again, it's one where people can swear by it. It's pretty expensive for what it does, and I never saw that much benefit. For me, that's a sometimes food. Like, you don't need it, I don't think. Again, things that I found better is hot and or cold therapy, manual therapy, and active recovery. Zinc is kind of in there with your magnesium. It's going to be helping with your immune health, keeping your natural hormone function going to some degree, and providing a little bit of support to other enzymes going through the body. It's again one where I really like it. I don't see a huge performance whether I have it or don't, but I just feel better when I'm taking it. But maybe that's just my micronutrition generally. Beta-alanine, okay. Now, it's normally found in every pre-workout, but really it helps on the endurance side of things, according to the research. You know, as a lifter doing maybe 15 reps at the top end of things, is beta-alanine going to be having like significant effect on your gym performance? Not really. If it's in your pre-workout anyway, you know, you have nothing to lose. But if you're ever going to like buy it on its own and use it on its own, nah, that's going in sometimes for me. Glutamine, I think that's also going to be going into the sometimes bracket. Can help with some gut health and stuff, recovery stuff. Very minimal muscle building effects. It's super abundant in all your protein sources, so like it's not something you should be lacking by any means. But I know a lot of successful bodybuilders that use it, so you know, if you want to go down the success leaves clues route of things, hey, maybe you should add it in. Arginine, this is going in overrated. It's just the worst version of citrulline, so why would you bother having to take like 5 times the amount of arginine when you could just take 5 times less citrulline and just have exactly the same effects, if not better, because the citrulline is a little bit more bioavailable as well, and you're not going to lose anything while it gets shuffled through the body. I'm really happy with that tier list. I think that's pretty functional. You've got things that you should definitely be having no matter what. You've got some things that I would definitely recommend, some things that are a bit of a waste of money, some things that are a waste of money, and stuff you should be not even looking at. But let me know in the comments below if I missed any off here, if there's anything you would change in this tier list. But for me, this is where I'd land it. I think I got it right. But let me know what you think. And if you made it this far in the video, you should definitely be hitting like, you should definitely be hitting subscribe. Next week, maybe a little bit more of a prep update, a little bit more of a training vlog. So if there's another tier list or some kind of like under or overrated system I should do, exercise tier list could be pretty rad. Anyway, you let me know what you want to see. But hopefully that was helpful. I need to finish this refeed day. I'll catch you in the next one.